Right, so let me go through each section of the screen. First of all, we have the data map, and this is saying that our first export contains temperature and humidity, and this little icon here shows that they're both displayed. So if I click on humidity, I can stop it from being displayed, and we have just the temperature being graphed. Click again and the green humidity line comes back. Click on temperature and we're left with just the green humidity line. So let's focus on just the temperature to start with. Now, the screen split up into three parts: a list of the data, a graph of the one we have selected, and the actual table itself. These three buttons control whether each of these three sections are displayed. So if I want more room for the graph, I can switch off the data sets. So let's stick with just the temperature graph to make things nice and simple to start with. On here we have an initial period where things are cooling down and the logger comes to the same temperature as the kitchen, which is around 17 or 18 Celsius, which is about the thermostat setting for the heating system in the house. At this point it gets put into the fridge, and you can see the temperature slowly coming down until it reaches a steady temperature here at 5 Celsius, which is the temperature of the fridge. Here it's put in the freezer, and you can see the temperature coming down and down to around about -15. Now the fridge is at -18, so it maybe could have got a bit colder if we'd left it in a bit longer. So let's have a look at the humidity and see how that compares. So we switch the data tabs back on and add humidity, and then switch the data tabs off to get a better view of the graph. So whilst the temperature was coming down to room temperature, the humidity was slowly climbing until we got a relatively stable reading here. Then there's a sudden drop where it's put in the fridge, and the humidity relatively steady, but then comes down when the humidity control in the fridge switched on. And then when we take the logger out of the fridge and put it into the freezer, there's a sudden spike in humidity, which is back at the level in the kitchen, and then the humidity drops once it's in the freezer.